Cliff in Atlantic City has a question for you. Cliff, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. It's good to hear someone that has some good logic.
Yeah.
One of the things that I often wondered about this area, I remember when I think it was Boeing. Boeing was looking for a place to put a plant, while Atlantic City, this area, did not bid on that opportunity. And secondly, I think they're kind of wondering now about building another plant for a new generation aircraft. And we're getting Emory, who's coming here, which is like the Cadillac of aviation schools. So it starts to draw the talent in the area. We have the longest runway in the area. So it's like this gentleman is saying, we have all these great things that are here, but they're not being tied together. And to tie it all together is it's not that very complicated.
That's the important part, Brian.
Yeah, Cliff, I appreciate that, and that's my point. That's what I'm making. We have such assets here. We have such gems here, and we haven't necessarily had the right ingredients in terms of people to put those together, and that's why I'm trying to leverage what I've had exposure and experience working in manufacturing for 10 years, because those are great opportunities. Those are great jobs that we can have here in South Jersey. And
it's super.
It's being able to see what else is out there.
On the boardwalk, and I tell them about the Atlantic City area. First thing I tell them this time of the year, I said, oh, well, you can go canoeing on Wharton State Park. It's only about 10 miles from here. Yada, yada. You can do a 4-hour, 8-hour canoeing. The water is high. It goes back to, there's a lot of things that are here that can tie people together. More importantly, the boardwalk. We're walking on wood and not on concrete. So if someone would market the idea that the boardwalk is a board that people can come and walk, and we will mark it off by 1/10 of a mile or something like that, we start to draw a different group of people. But,
Yeah, well, I think Brian is here trying to explain that, that's exactly what we need here in the 2nd District. We need someone who's got Brian's brains and Brian's background in order to bring all these pieces of the puzzle together and make it a coherent and cohesive way to go forward for Atlantic County.
Yeah, and Cliff, actually, you just gave me an idea on the spot. Everyone's into paying attention to Fitbit or any ways to track their exercise. What if there was a way that we could connect an app that puts you from a virtual standpoint on the boardwalk, whether it's Atlantic City, Ocean City, or other boardwalks, where you get to track that by your mile markers, and you open up pieces of information any way that basically promotes South Jersey. Simple things like that. I've made comments in the past about we have all these assets. We have the bike path. We have all these things, the boardwalk. Why don't we get involved with all these other virtual apps, games? Pokemon Go is a perfect example. How many times can you stick in more pieces of stops that could connect people? Obviously, children want to play the games, and that gets the parents out. The children are out playing those games on the boardwalk. They can do things. Then all of a sudden it's lunchtime, it's breakfast time, it's dinner time. They spend money on the boardwalk. They get more and more entrenched with the things that we have here, and they learn more. Things like that.
Just on one other thing, because they say we don't have the skill set, which is probably true, I would have this schools district. I would have more trips going out to the tech center.
Oh, absolutely.
Engineers, programmers.
Great idea.
I would be putting those kids out there by the thousands.
Great idea.
Summer programs, field trips, like you said, class credits.
Air traffic control.
Oh, my goodness. Wonderful.
It would be amazing, because not only would you get a great education or great exposure to the things that we have here, that might also pique the interest of these young students that say, oh, this is what I want to do this is what I want to go pursue. And leveraging and tying that together is so important. And I feel like we haven't taken advantage to the point that we could. And that's yet another reason why I'm running, to make sure I have the opportunity for people to vote on me for election 2020 to be your congressman.
You bet. Cliff, we hope that you're going to visit the ballot booth, and you will be voting for our wonderful Brian Fitzherbert.